Divorce. Yeah, it's one of those things that it's not necessarily pleasant. It's one of those things that we don't expect, because when you get married, you think everything's going to work out. You think it's perfect. Everything's going good. And then when you least expect it, divorce pops up. And you're not exactly sure what you should do. You're not exactly sure how you should handle it. How should you operate as a man to still maintain your dignity, your respect, and move on with your life peacefully? In this video, I'm going to talk to you about how to really handle a divorce, how to really handle what's going on and the mindset behind it, to where you can live in peace. And if you decide to get married again, it will be more beneficial for you, and what to do afterwards, what to do after the marriage is done, what to do after the divorce. So when it comes to divorce, the biggest thing I will say is your mindset. What do you think about a divorce? What negative thoughts are going through your mind? Is it that you've been defeated? Is it that you're not good enough? Is it that your world is just crumbling down? Especially if you have kids. I get it. But I want you to change your mindset and think that it's okay. Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to look at a divorce as it's okay, it's necessary sometimes, and that's just what happens? It's not the end of the world. It's not the end of your world. It's not the end of your life. But sometimes it just happens. What mindset do you have right now? Because your mindset about your divorce will determine how you feel after your divorce. And sometimes it can linger on to when you're remarried. But how do you handle this? How do you handle this? First thing I want to talk about is just getting through your mind that it happens. Accept it for what it is. It doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't make you less of a man. It's just what it is. Regardless if you file for divorce or regardless if she filed for divorce, it's just what it is. It's just what it is. And I get that it's easier said than done. But at the same time, as a man, you can't change it. Since you can't change it and it is what it is, what are you going to do going forward? And a lot of men that I talk to, what they do is they focus on what's important. Even before the marriage ends, even before the divorce and all this stuff is filed and you have to go to court or whatever you do for your specific divorce, what's important, what's logical? If you have kids, are you willing to write down what's important for them and come to terms and come to agreement with your spouse? Are you focused on what's important for you, what's important for her? Because just because you're going through a divorce doesn't mean it has to be a nasty divorce and you have to be aggressive and angry and everything that they show on TV or things that you may experience in your past or other people that have been married. It doesn't have to be that way. The best avenue and the best approach for you is just to be logical. Take your emotions out of it, even though it may be challenging. You may have married for a long time, but you have to take your emotions out of it and do what's best for you and do what's best for your kids if kids are involved. Because at the end of the day, whatever happens is going to happen anyway. It's better for you to be logical and to just be who you are as a man, to make sure you don't mess anything up. Because once you mess things up, say for instance, you get upset and you do something you shouldn't do, that can make it worse for you. And sometimes women, when they divorce you, they can get very vindictive. And sometimes if you're divorcing the woman, she can be upset, resentful, and vindictive because you did it first. So it's always good to just be cordial, regardless of what's going on, regardless if she's giving you a hard time. Remove yourself from the situation. This is your time to be as stoic as possible. This is your time to be as professional as possible, especially in the eyes of the law. And this is your time to just move on. It's just to move on. It's better to move on with grace and your dignity and your respect than to act a fool and be emotional and reactive, and things end up worse than they would have if you would have just did what I said before. What I want you to take from this is think about what good can come from this divorce? What good can come from it? Even though it's difficult, I get it. It's difficult. It's not the best thing. Maybe it's painful. Maybe it hurts. Maybe it's just something you did not expect to happen, but it is happening. So what do you do moving forward? And it starts with your mindset. As long as you understand that and you get it and you realize that I have to make sure that I set the example for my kids. If you have kids, if not, that's great. But you still have to set the example as a man to be the bigger person, to walk away and do what you need to do to make sure that you're taken care of, that you're safe, and to also be fair. At the end of the day, don't let your emotions get involved and don't let your ego fuck this up for you. The ball's in your court, whether you're filing for divorce or she's filing for divorce. The ball is in your court. Just remember that. The ball is in your court and you have the power to fuck it up. So don't do that. But it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. It didn't work out. Maybe you did everything you could. Maybe you didn't. But it's going to be okay. And you'll go on throughout your life. You'll get yourself together. You know, it's just that period in time that things are a little rocky. It's not the best thing to go through. But once that's said and done and it's over, you start a new chapter in your life. You start a new chapter in your life and you start to focus on you. Focus on what you need to take care of. And sometimes that can open the possibility to an even better life, a better marriage. And I say that because I'm speaking from experience. When one door closes, another one opens up. And sometimes when that door opens up, it's like walking into heaven after you just left hell. And that's what I want for you guys. So as simple as it is, the mindset of this marriage, what perspective do you have of it? And just flip that and think about the possibilities and the good that is going to come out of this divorce. And maintain your power. Maintain your power by not reacting and being logical. Regardless of how you feel, regardless of your ego, be logical and you'll be okay. But I want you to do something for me. If you found value in this video, or if you want me to dive a little bit deeper, if you got specific questions, because everybody's divorce is different. It's not all the same. If you have specific questions, make sure you leave them in the comment section and I'll make a video on that and just go a little bit deeper in your specific question that you have. Till next time, make sure you give me a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe and I will talk to you guys next time. Have a good one.